Hey guys, welcome back to Follow Me 11B. Discussions on current events, macroeconomics, and freedom and liberty from a veteran's perspective. Today I thought I'd do something a little bit differently and run an idea I had while pushing my lawnmower around today. And the question that came to me is, does Donald Trump have a master plan that no one's even considered yet? So, before I came out here to this nearby park, I stopped home to print off an article that I think will make more sense after we go through my idea. But the article is entitled 7 Presidential Contenders for the GOP in 2024. And it is from The Hill by Niall Stanage, Stanage, from June 18, 2022. Former President Trump is still the dominant figure in the Republican Party, but his stranglehold is loosening, with high-profile losses in Georgia, Nebraska, and a key South Carolina district undercutting many other wins. The work of the House Select Committee on January 6, 2021, also places Trump's role in the insurrection squarely in the spotlight. To be sure, Trump leads early 2024 polls by a wide margin, but there is no guarantee that the ever-unpredictable Trump will enter the race. And there is a growing consensus among Republican insiders that if he does, he will face a serious challenge. So, if the 2024 GOP nominee ends up being someone other than Trump, who might it be? Here's the list, and it starts off with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. DeSantis is Trump's most serious rival at this early stage. The Florida governor has multi-layered appeal. Conservatives love his pushback against mask and vaccine mandates during the pandemic. He has embraced the culture wars with vigor, including his advocacy of legislation that liberal critics dubbed the Don't Say Gay bill. All right, I'm just going to go through these other 6 contenders, I guess you could call them. Let's take a walk through Yellow Banks Park, I might add. Nice little park in this part of the state. Former VP Mike Pence. In my opinion, he's kind of a dud candidate, but he's kind of like a Jeb Bush-ish candidate. But yeah, got to put him in there. He was VP under Donald Trump. Former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley. Senator Ted Cruz of Texas. And former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, been making the rounds a lot at the Sunday shows, I've noticed. Senator Tim Scott checks a lot of the boxes that Republicans and Democrats are looking for when they're looking for a candidate to support. And finally, last but not least, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem. So those are 7 candidates that are probable contenders were there a primary, were Donald Trump to re-enter the race and be primaried. So yeah, those make a lot of sense to me, and there's probably a bunch of other ones that we haven't even gotten into yet. But as usual, a lot more candidates kind of come out of the woodwork, and even though they have no shot, they get some name recognition for the next time around. But this is the idea I kind of thought, I was thinking about while I was pushing the old lawnmower around today. Got me thinking of like 3 possibilities that seem most likely. So the first one is probably the least likely, in my opinion, is that Trump's had enough. He's had enough with the whole rigmarole of being president, being in this type of spotlight. We know he likes the spotlight, but maybe this type of spotlight just turns out to be something that's not really what he wants. Maybe the January 6th commission, has some information that makes him not really a viable candidate, or something embarrassing might come out if he continues to be a viable candidate. So he announces that he's not running. That's scenario number 1. In my opinion, probably the least possible of the scenarios that I'm going to discuss. The other 2 are as follows. Number 2, Trump announces he is running likely after the upcoming midterms, because I'm thinking that if he were to announce before the midterms, that might light a fire under some Democrat voters to get out to the polls and support their Democratic candidates, which Donald Trump and the Republicans definitely do not want to do. So that would be one of the more likely scenarios. However, this is a third scenario that I've been giving some thought to that I don't really think anybody, many people for sure, if anybody at all, has really discussed. Could Donald Trump have a master plan, and one where he wins without even running? Now, here's what I mean by that. Let's say that Donald Trump, as is going on right now, I mean, in every news channel that's covering him, as they've been covering him for the last number of years, you could say unfairly or you could say harshly, but they're not friendly to Donald Trump. So they continue to do that. And they continue to do that because he's going to be the nominee, right? And he takes fire all the way up until likely when Joe Biden or whoever the Democratic nominee announces that they are going to run, they're going to be the nominee. And at that moment, that's when Donald Trump announces, I am not running. However, I will be, I'm going to step aside, but I do want to endorse my friend, Governor DeSantis, or one of the other candidates that I just mentioned, maybe somebody else completely. But basically the idea behind that would be he takes all the heat all the way up until when we know, when the window of the election window really starts to close, and we know who the candidate is going to be that Donald Trump or his nominee, the person he endorses, will be facing. Maybe they wait a little bit longer after that. Maybe they continue to focus all the fire on the announced candidate on the Democratic side. Meanwhile, the Democrats are throwing everything they've got in the kitchen sink at Donald Trump. And what does Donald Trump do? Well, eventually, he just announces, hey, thanks for spending all that money from your war chest fighting me and working against me, but I'm not going to be running. And you know who is going to be running? Kristi Noem or Tim Scott or, pick a name. But I think that's a pretty, that's a credible possibility that I haven't heard anybody talking about that yet, but I would love to hear what you guys think. So don't forget, we are growing. We are The Real Follow Me 11B on Instagram and on Rumble. And we are at Follow Me 11B on YouTube, on Facebook, on Gettr, and on Twitter. Please post your comments below. Let me know what you think about this idea that Donald Trump might have a master plan. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all on the next video.